It was years ago, yes, again. Behold, I looked. There was a plant in a pot on top of the freezer. I wanted to move it out of a dark spot and into a sunny window. Upon reaching up, my hands wouldn't work properly, and I fumbled the plant pot into tipping and spilling dirt onto myself from overhead. The dirt had little black worms in it as they fell on top of my arms and into my face, wiggling. I felt them burrowing into my flesh and nearly swimming down my throat, blindingly crossing the pupils of my eyes, to wake up coughing and sputtering. I'm dying. Behold, I looked. There was a hated man pointing as he became invisible. Some vague ethnic person was doing something near what looked like a campfire, but had a ritualistic feel. A big black snake came out of the fire and slithered quickly and aggressively towards me. I had to grab it by the neck to keep from being bitten as it hissed, and the hated man said, "Bite its head off!" several times. The snake's tail wrapped around my arm, tightening. I did not want to do what the hated man said as I slowly put the snake's head toward my mouth and felt the scales against my teeth as I started to crunch down, waking me up. Behold, I looked. I was part of some team assigned to do something major important. I knew so much that had become vague. There were military men around me with specific jobs to do as we got inside of a helicopter that was flying through a twilight battle zone over something that appeared to be a Stonehenge, yet was different somehow. Something happened that put the helicopter into a downward spin. I levitated in my seatbelt straps for a long, dreadful moment before we crashed, and some of the men I was with became injured or died. As I pulled who I could out and away from the wreck, behold, I looked again. It was still a dark twilight and guns were shooting all around, but there was also the sound of swords clashing and whoops of ninja barkings and the barely distinguishable images of fisticuffs, fist punchings within bullet projections rung in my ears as I saw the barbed wire fence surrounding us within this false Stonehenge. I thought I'd have to climb out to get help for the injured, so I put a blanket over my shoulder to put on top of the barbed wire for when I would reach the top of the fence and began to climb, but halfway up something stopped me. It was as if my feet wouldn't raise to the next rung of the fence, and I couldn't raise my hands to the next rung because of this strange phenomenon. Then a voice said, as if to me, "Look!" Yeah, behold, I beheld. Through the wire fence rungs there were giant creatures of which I could only make out their silhouettes. They were like scorpions or mantises, but big as trucks, marching in a direction I would have been trampled by if I had made it over the fence. That's where I woke up.